All right, everyone. Round two for me anyway, because the screen share didn't work before. Luckily, I caught it. Okay, so as I explained before, but no one heard it because now I'm talking to myself again. The what I'm going to show you is the stats portion of the review. I'm going to purposefully do it without using the normal CDF function of the calculator, because although you are allowed to do that on the exam, you do not have a sheet that walks you through those instructions. What you do have is a sheet that shows you a regular normal curve, so you can use that information in case you forget how to use the calculator on there. If you've memorized how to use the calculator, go for it. But you don't necessarily need the calculator for this part of the exam. So that's the way I am going to show you how to do it. All right, this is where it broke last time. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Oh no, where's the screen share? Don't do it on the last one of the year. All right, sharing screen. The only option we got is the desktop. Take that option. There's that green outline I was looking for before. Hopefully, this is working. If not, I'll field your email complaints. All right. I'm nervous. Why is it? Well, hopefully you guys are watching this and that it has me. We're just going to go with it. And if you're just watching a video of me talking about this, apologies. Okay, we are sharing the screen. We are going through these problems. Let's get to the stats portion here. Okay, so the numbers used in this problem are not accidental. They are purposefully the percentage of a small size package less than 0.9 pounds. Okay, so if the standard deviation is 0.1, 0.9 is 1 minus 0.1. Okay, is 0.9. So this is exactly one standard deviation less than the mean. Okay, exactly one standard deviation less than the mean. So what do we know about our normal curve? Well, we know that we're going less than, right? So I can talk about this if my mean is right here on the right side of the curve. I know that 50% of my data is on each side, right? So this part over here, we're excluding that part. Okay, we don't need that 50% because that is not going to be less than. That is all greater than that. So maybe I'll just put 1 here, okay? It shouldn't put standard deviation there. It should have been the average. Okay, so we know that within one standard deviation is 68%, right? So essentially what we're saying when we get to 0.9 here is that there is this 34, that half of that 68% plus the 50%. So above 0.9, I know is going to be 50 plus 34, which is 84%. And I'm rounding here. I know it's actually like 84.1 something. Okay. But these rounded numbers are going to be plenty for the exam. Okay. So the percent, if 84% are above it, well, then what will be below it are the other, 84 away from 100 is going to be the other 16%. If we want to be a little more accurate, we can say roughly 16%. And why do I know that? I know that because half is above the mean, and then between one standard deviation and the mean is going to be 34%. So combine those two things and you have the 84% that is above. All right, what is the percentage of small size packages that have a weight between 0.8 and 1.2? Again, these aren't accidental numbers. 0.8 is minus 2 standard deviations from the mean. 1.2 is plus 2 standard deviations. Our normal curve, you have that normal curve. And if you have your average in the middle, you've got minus 2 standard deviations right here. I'll put 2 lines. Right, so minus 2 standard deviations, plus 2 standard deviations. And in between there, if you did the normal CDF, you would get these numbers, but also you have the curve that shows you that within 2 standard deviations of the mean, that curve under there, within the 2 standard deviations is 95%. Okay. Percentage of small size packages that have a weight greater than 1.2 pounds. Again, so 1.2 here, we've kind of done a lot of the work here already for this one. So you have 95% within here. And then outside of that, outside of this, so the 3 standard deviations over, right? So if you have the left side of there, so if on your normal curve, there is to the right of plus 2 standard deviations, and you go up 2 standard deviations, right? You're going to have 2.3% that is between 1 or 2 standard deviations and 3. And then after that, like a little error basically that's there. All right, so we're talking roughly 2.45%. Okay. You could probably get away with 2.5% on this. And that is all gathered from the normal curve. Like if we look up here on the 95%, okay, and then it would be 98% within 2 standard deviations. So you have to, or within 3 standard deviations. So you're just basically taking that left side of the 3 standard deviations, taking that away. Okay. And that is the amount that is going to be above 2 standard deviations. So this is saying above 2 standard deviations. Okay. All right, looking at this next one. So basically the percentage of small packages of cashews that have a weight greater than 0.95 pounds. Well, we are already given the information up here that less than 0.9 is 0.3085, right? So this is a subtraction problem. We're just saying, okay, if this is 0.3085, then this is everything else. Okay, so what is everything else? Well, everything else is 1 minus 0.3085, which should give you 0.6915. So that's it as a proportion. If you wrote it as 69.15%, I don't think anyone would be mad at you. Okay. So the percentage or the proportion is probably acceptable there. It did ask for percentage, so write the percentage. All right, percentage of small packets of cashews that would have weights between 0.95 and 1.15. Again, using all the normal CDF stuff, like it will work, but given the information that you have, okay, the information that you have, sorry, if we move my bar so that I can actually see the information that we have. We have 0.932. All of this is 0.9332, okay? And what we've also said before is that right here is 0.3085. So basically what we want to do is take this 0.9332 and exclude the 0.3085 of it, okay? We want this part. So if this entire thing was 0.9332, we take away that 0.3085 that I just shaded over. I put 5 instead of 85, should be 85. And you end up with 0.6247. as a percentage, that is 62.47%. You could round that to 62.5%. Don't round it to 62.4%. I wouldn't definitely don't I would say don't round it to 63. Let's go with 62.47. Show us you can subtract that exact thing. All right, that is the shortest video of the year and the last video of the year. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. All right, let's get out of here. I had exit music planned, but when the screen share wasn't working, that all came to a stop.